Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Lance from Nerf This TV again. Today we're having a look at this. It is the Ugreen 2-in 4-out USB 3 sharing switch box. Now my idea behind this was simply that I have a PC that I play my games on and I have a Mac that I do my work on. Now obviously Macs don't game so hot. So what I had is two keyboards, one Bluetooth, one wired for my PC, and a wired mouse for my PC, and a Bluetooth mouse for my Mac, and a touchpad and a little controller pad and the whole lot. But the problem was obviously that every time I switch to, say, playing games in the evening, I have to now find somewhere to put all my other keyboards and stuff because it was just too much clutter. So my theory behind this was I would get a hardware switch, because there are software solutions out there, but the hardware switch is what I needed to get the responsiveness that I would require for playing games and still be able to switch using the same equipment, my keyboard, my mouse, etc., for when I want to work on my Mac. That's where this comes in. So in theory, this thing will allow me to plug 4 devices, USB devices, in and have it switching between going to out manually. So I physically have to push a switch because these auto detecting ones are also a bit, yeah. This had one of the better amounts of ratings on Amazon, and it supports Windows, OS X, Linux, the whole shebang. And you can have your outputs powered as well, which obviously for today's keyboards with all the lovely lighting and all that type of thing, you need them powered. Unfortunately, one thing I did find is that it doesn't come with the power cable, the cable to actually plug it in, because it's a USB mini, I think it was, yes, a mini USB cable to USB, so none of that was included, and no power adapter. So I had to go and dig out a USB cable, which luckily I've got them lying all over the place, and plug it in so that I can now get my power between the devices and that. So let's see how it works. So the premise of this thing is basically it's a little switching unit. You've got a button on top so that you can switch between your two PCs, in my case a Mac and a PC. You've got 4 input USB 3s, you've got 2 outputs, 1 to each PC, and then you've got a not provided USB power port. It's a micro USB port. I've just used one of the cables that I have and plugged it into a external power unit. Obviously that is so that you can provide power out to some of these peripherals, and I think every single one of those peripherals actually needs power. So, and that's really it. It's a lot of wires in a very small unit. Here's an iPhone 7 next to it so that you can get a comparison of size. This is just this is not an S, this is just a straight iPhone. So it is quite small and compact. There's nothing along the left and right, just ports on the front and back. Okay, so I've plugged everything in now. I've got the one USB obviously going to my Mac laptop and the other USB going to my PC for gaming. And then I've plugged in Logitech G13 over here. I've plugged in my G410, and then obviously I've plugged in my Razer mouse. So on the Mac it's actually recognized both the keyboard and the G13, so that's a good sign. Obviously I need to set up profiles and that type of thing to carry across. Let's switch over to the PC and see if that works fine. Okay, so over on the PC side everything seems to be running as expected. The G13, the keyboard and the mouse are all recognized as they were before, because that's where they were plugged in before, obviously. I suppose the only thing to do now is to jump into some gaming on the PC side and make sure that the reaction speeds of the USB hub are adequate to play. I think we'll throw down in a bit of Overwatch, which probably is the most exciting game that I play right now. Okay, I've decided I'm not going to do a full game, but I will go into the training area so that we can see if the It seems to be working quite okay. I'm not noticing any significant lag in both the keyboard and the mouse. Yeah, I must admit, seems to be running quite okay. I think an extended gaming session is required to be absolutely convinced. And also, we don't know how long this thing is going to maintain this type of performance. For now, I'm fairly impressed. Cool. Simply because we can. At this point, I've been using the Ugreen Switch for a weekend, a long weekend, and I've been playing some games on it, and I've been switching through and doing some work, and it's actually working quite well. I've got a Logitech keyboard, a Logitech Razer mouse, and a Logitech G13, as well as the USB input for my audio, for my headset, so that when I'm switching, automatically I'm switching my headset audio as well. Would I say it's worth it? For somebody like me, or somebody out there that has the same sort of requirements, you want to play games, so you want something that's hardware related as opposed to software, and you don't want to have 10 different keyboards and mouse cluttering your workspace, then this is definitely worth it. I'll put a link in the description below. Obviously it's an affiliate link, which helps. Hope you enjoyed the video on this. If you did, please like, subscribe, click the little bell icon, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.